181 games, and it all comes down to this. One game for the WWCHL Championship. The winner going to Nationals in St. Louis. Welcome to Scope of Sports. I'm Paxton Haynes with Kieran Warger. Dealing with a little bit of technical problems getting the live stream working, but I believe we got it now. Yes, we do. The Buffaloes and the Antelopes heading down to the ice. Let's take it down to our very own Harrison Simeon, who is with, I believe that's Natalia Hui.
Oh, Greg's not playing. She's hurt. All right, update.
On second thought, the Antelopes are going to take the ice. We've got Harrison Simeon. Harrison, let's go to you.
All right, I was going to talk to Abigail Brigg today from GCU, but a big injury update. She is out today for the WWCHL Championship. She scored against CU last game. Her arguably GCU's best player, so a huge loss for the Antelopes going into today. Were they recording?
That is huge news. Thank you, Harrison. We've got starting lineups now, followed by a national anthem, and then we will get puck drop at you. Here we go. Buffaloes and Antelopes, both these teams so hyped up. But Kieran, the news so far of the morning, Abigail Brigg Grand Canyon's best player is out of this game. What a blow.
This is a huge blow to the Lopes coming in here. She made such an impact on their first 2 games of this tournament. Have her come out for the championship is a huge blow to this squad, and one that I'm sure Colorado will try and take advantage of here at home. But GCU, they are not out of the water yet. They're going to give everything that they've got in this championship game to upset Colorado here at home.
Absolutely. Colorado beat Grand Canyon, and you know how hard it is to beat a good team twice. Antelopes are out at center ice. One final word from the Buffaloes to each other. That first line dealing. We'll see what they have for us today. A bit of a modified first line without Brigg for the Antelopes. Volman getting called up to join Zooks and Gray. Here we go. Antelopes in black, Buffaloes in white. The WWCHL Championship is underway. Opening faceoff won by the Buffaloes. O'Brien waits and now dumps it in so that there's no icing with the rest of her team after it, but Zahalka beats the Shelley to the puck. First whistle here early, only 12 seconds in. It'll be a faceoff in the O-zone for GCU.
Talk about a beautiful chance for the Lopes to capitalize. Not even 15 seconds into this game, they're already getting a draw in their offensive end.
They win it. Here's Zahalka. Good stick in the way is Masiello. Graybill recovers. He goes cross ice to Volman. Volman dumps on net. Goes a little wide. Now it's back behind Shira Wine. Up top and kept in. Put one on and sent into the screen by the stick of Wine. The goaltenders this morning. We just saw Shira Wine make her first save. She has started all 3 games with a 1.82 goals against average and a 935 save percentage. Made 24 saves on Friday and then 22 last night. She has been absolutely incredible, making huge stops and keeping Colorado in games. If CU goes and wins the championship, big credit, if not most of it, goes to their goaltender. And then on the other side, it is Annika Olsen who made 29 saves and then only 18 against Montana State. The defense in front of her was incredible in that game against MSU with 206 goals against average and 937 save percentage on the year. Here's Piatigorsky, missed Catan. Johnson is across for Grand Canyon. Johnson, now a shot there from Ramsey. Sent out by the backhand, but not out of the zone. Bonello keeps it, skipped on her for a moment, and the Buffs are able to clear the zone. Sorensen with the stick. Right back in is Grand Canyon. Sorensen all alone, waiting for her teammates to get a change. Loose in front, shot save made. Catan working up the left wing. Will dump. Buffs can change the full 5. Minute and a half gone off in this first period. Back to the Buffaloes. It's Kieran Sullivan. Up ahead to Sowers. Went off of her stick and right back to the Antelopes now. Thrown ahead off a linesman. Chasing after is Larson. Got Sowers on her. It'll roll around. End up in the hands of the Buffaloes and Sophie O'Brien. O'Brien ahead to Sowers. Sowers lost it in the neutral zone. Sophia Paulson on the ice, getting the call again. Here in the championship, she played in the game on Friday against Grand Canyon. Then was not in the lineup against Utah, but got the nod from Coach Wilburn here when it matters most. She gloves the puck down and then coughs it up to Cricky. Now Sylvester goes wide. Volman grabs it. Working down low in the corner, Buffs spending some extended time in their own zone. Sullivan wasn't able to get that puck off. A pass in front. Didn't get through the stick of Dupuy, was in the way. Now Zahalka goes and it's tracked down by Wine.
Colorado early on facing intense pressure from the Lopes. That first line coming out here for Colorado, they looked on fire, but the second, third, fourth lines, they're struggling to keep up. That's kind of been a theme this weekend, Paxton. It looks like it's translating here in this championship game.
Zahalka down to Volman. Down low, pass in front, never got through. Grand Canyon just continuing to play their game of shot or passes from the goal line right in front of the crease. It worked for them pretty well last night. That got through Volman. It is icing. No! He got waved off, and Wine had to make a last-second save. Both of the officials had their arms up, signaling that icing was on the way, but then they never blew the whistle.
Interesting call by the officials. We've seen some interesting calls this weekend. That one's certainly up there. That one looked like it came from way beyond the red line, and it was waved off, and Shira Wine able to make a fantastic save and save the Lopes from doing any more damage.
The officiating has definitely been a topic of discussion here in the playoffs. Last night, Zoe Dupuis had a goal awarded to her, and then as she was in the handshake line, they took it back, saying that never actually went across the line after a discussion from the officiating crew. Luckily for Dupuis, she ended up being the hero anyway. Sullivan didn't try on that foot race, and so we play on, no icing. First line is out for the Buffaloes. Grand Canyon controlling play right now, spending a lot of time in the Buff zone. Colorado doing everything they can to clear, but having a hard time doing so. They got that puck off of Ramsey. Ewald's able to push it ahead, but the pass was too far for Fischelli. Should be icing, yes it is, on Colorado.
Second icing call on the day for the Buffs, bringing it back to their zone. That first line will once again have to rely on their defense. Bit of a mix-up for the first line. All the forwards from line number 1 out for the Buffs, with Sullivan still out there on defense.
Ewald on the faceoff for Colorado, but it's won by Grand Canyon. Schleining, cross-ice pass. McCarthy now trying to put one on his Briggs with the backhand. Briggs, excuse me. Briggs is not playing in this one. Briggs has to go. Score! Grand Canyon is on the board early in this one. They kept applying pressure. And it's Courtney Briggs getting on the board.
What a shot by Briggs, able to sneak it past Wine's left shoulder over into that corner of the net. And just like that, the Lopes take an early lead using that energy and momentum that they still had from last night that's left over.
Now the Buffs will have to do something that they have never done in this playoffs, and that is play from behind. It has been only leads or tied games that they have experienced in their wins over Grand Canyon and Utah. Into the zone, Buffalo's trying to get that puck on their stick. Nasty's going to race after it, but Zahalka's there first. Zahalka goes off the glass, kicked in by the skate of O'Brien. Now she's got the puck. Sophie O'Brien with room. O'Brien shoots, save made. The rebound went between her legs. Still kept in. Here's Sowers. Sowers with a drive. And a save made by Annika Olsen.
Beautiful setup by Sowers, getting right up into that slot, and an easy swallow up by Olsen right down the middle.
It's going to be the fourth line again for the Buffaloes. Up again, the first of Grand Canyon. A shot from Izzy Mitchell. Did not get near the net. McDonald throws it down deep. Zahalka will scoop it up for Grand Canyon, trying to force it out, but Paulson's there on the forecheck. To Zooks. Zooks looking for a breakout pass. She's going to skate across her own blue line and across the red line. Taken out that puck by Zowers. Thrown in by Zooks. Izzy Mitchell will grab it for the Buffaloes. 14 and a half to go in this first period. Grand Canyon is up. Courtney Briggs, the goal scorer. McDonald's got it, makes a backhand pass around the boards. He's going to get to Sylvester and eventually up and out to the zone. Zahn has got a step on the puck. She's going to be the first one there. Now she shoots. Glove save made by Olsen. Abby Zahn had the first goal of the whole tournament when she scored in the first period against Grand Canyon on Friday. It was a nice play. Got through 4 defenders and then put a backhand past Olsen. It was the start of good things to come for Colorado on this weekend, but now they've got work to do. Ahrens lost it on the forecheck. Bonello has got it. Up ahead to Sylvester. Out of the zone is going to be on net. Wine will cover up. And the face-off will be in front of the Buffalo's netminder's cage. Grand Canyon went 1-1 on the weekend, of course, losing to Colorado, then beat Montana State 7-1. CU, the only team to go 2-0. O'Brien is after it, then got tied up. She draws a penalty. Johnson touches up, and Colorado will get 2 minutes with a man up.
Big chance for Colorado. They're down 1 as Leah Finch heads to the box for GCU. They're going to draw in that offensive zone, mixing up the lines a little bit.
Face-off was won by Piatigorsky, but there to flush it out was Johnson. Finch with the hook, has to sit. Here comes Piatigorsky. Piatigorsky below the net, looking for a pass. Up top to Dupuis. Dupuis back to Piatigorsky. Again, through everyone to Fischelli. Fischelli lets it rip, deflected in front. Good block shot there by Grand Canyon, and they clear. Dupuis rushing back in. Grand Canyon in the middle of a change. Slows up, and then threw it into the skates of Huey. Buffs have to recover, try to get that puck back. Masiello's got it, backhand pass to Ewald. Ewald in front of the net, went through the legs of Piatigorsky. Dupuis to Masiello in front. No one is there for the Buffaloes. And Colorado clears the puck themselves. Looks like the second unit is going to make their way on, at least just Brianna Ahrens. That pass behind Fischelli, but Ahrens is there, so icing is waved off. Ends up being a good zone entry for the Buffs. Here's Ahrens waiting, now leaves it for Nasty. Nasty in by the goal line. Still waiting, puts it in front. Ahrens laying a hit. Fischelli, she shoots, goes off. Rebound was sent aside. Fischelli does not have a goal this tournament yet. She is very due. Across is O'Brien. O'Brien looking to cut into the slot. Still waiting on that puck. O'Brien hasn't gotten a point in 9 games. O'Brien in, off the side. Staying with that puck. Up for Sullivan. Sullivan rolls it down, meets up with Ahrens. Over to Catan. O'Brien's gonna head off for Dupuis, as is Brianna Ahrens. Buffs staying with that puck. Here's Catan, she shoots, blocked in front, Zahalka. Sowers now mixing it up. Sowers finding herself on the power play. Catan has got to fight for that puck, dives for it. Zooks will scoop it, not cleared yet. That does it for the power play. "11 minutes to go in this first period. Grand Canyon has the goal. Looking to take down the Buffaloes after they got their hearts broken on Friday night and be the ones to head to St. Louis in March. Icing on the Buffaloes.
Some great chances to score on that Buffs power play. I mean, Mia Fischelli desperately looking for her first on the weekend in this tournament, and she almost had one. Brianna Ahrens was out in front of that net, just the wrong place, wrong time. Looked a little sluggish, couldn't get to the puck in time. That was a beautiful chance, and Colorado not able to capitalize on the man up, as the Lobes defense just applying so much pressure on Colorado, looking for that win.
Sowers has got it in her own zone. To Sullivan, into the skates of Zahn, but the Buffs are able to clear. Both teams swapping up. Who's on the ice? Cricky. Dumps it deep. First to get there is Briggs, the goal scorer. Now Cricky again. Cricky looking for a wraparound. Wine's pad was in the way and a lot of sticks. Terleska trying to chip it out. Can't do so, but Wallace is able to make some contact with Briggs to force it out. Briggs got it again. Icing coming up on Grand Canyon. No, it's waved off. McDonald, cross ice between Terleska and Dupuis. Will head back to Grand Canyon. Under 10 to go in this first period. McDonald rolls around. Masiello's there. Up and out goes Natalie Ewald. But again, just coughing up that puck in the neutral zone. They keep allowing Grand Canyon to dump. Icing waved off that time. The referees very quick to throw their arms up in the air and say no when the puck is sent the length of the ice. Now here's Ewald. Ewald looking for Masiello as it rolls around. She backhands up top for McDonald. McDonald deflection from Ewald, then sent it well wide. Fischelli with 2 Lopes on her in the corner. With some help is Ewald. Fischelli trying to get free. It'll end up in the hands of McCarthy. Masiello throwing her into the boards. And now gets that puck back to CU. Here's McDonald. Across for Mitchell. Mitchell lets it go, but didn't get a lot on it. Now Fischelli puts it in front, but Finch was in the way. Buff staying with the puck. Good sustained pressure here from Colorado. Fischelli tried to deflect it through, but that puck very weakly rolled into the glove of Annika Olsen.
That Colorado first line out on the ice again, applying that pressure. I've said it before, Paxton, I'll say it again. These other 3 lines haven't been able to meet that first line with that same intensity, and GCU able to shut them down.
Faceoff is won by Grand Canyon. They throw it out of the zone. Dupuis back in, but the Buffs were quick going across, so they're offside, and that allows Grand Canyon to break out. Here they come. It's Zahalka. Zahalka making his moves. She shoots. Save made by Wine, flashing the leather.
Dangerous chance for the Lobes coming down that opposite way. 3-on-2 situation, and Shira Wine makes an easy grab and stops play.
Zahalka was getting in on the offensive action last night, the defenseman, in the flood of goals from GCU onto the Bobcats. Volman from behind the net, staying with the puck. Now for Gray. Gray, some defense from multiple sources onto her, and the Buffs break out of the zone. Here is Nasty. Rowan Nasty was in on the overtime winner last night in front of the net. It screened the goaltender D'Antoniano of Utah. Zahn back in, trying to buy some time so he can get the fresh legs. Staying with it, good strong stick handling. Now McDonald lets it go, it went wide. Zahalka scoops it up below her goal line. Paulson's there on the forecheck. And now Mitchell tries to force it into the skate of Paulson. And it comes out of the zone. Thrown deep. Johnson is going to be the first one there for Grand Canyon. Effective dump and chase. To Huey. Huey puts it in front. No problem. Throw him away with the stick of Wine. Now in front. Huey. No, Johnson save May. Rebound. And it just kicks free. Grand Canyon had a wide open net. Shearer was out of her crease. Now Bonello lets it go. Deflected. And just covered up by Wine. Right along the ice, but a scary chance there for Grand Canyon.
Lots of traffic in front of Wine's net from both squads. And Juliana McDonald, they made a fantastic stop as Wine was on the other side of her crease. That net was wide open. Great job by Colorado, able to clear it out. Lopes with another chance in their offensive end.
Colorado not looking as invincible in this one as they have in games past. That first game against GCU on Friday, I would go as far to say that Colorado got outplayed over the course of the 60 minutes, but they won it. Johnson has got it. Up ahead for Finch. Finch is across. Finch cutting into the slot, staying with that puck. O'Brien's poked it away. Still Finch. Finch Just holding on to that puck as long as she can. Now she's got McCarthy. McCarthy lets it go. Deflected wide. Buffs trying to clear. Fischelli is able to poke it out. Schleining up ahead into the legs of Fischelli, right along the boards. That pass too far for Masiello. Ahrens on the bench, bringing on the entire first line out for Colorado. Here is Mia Fischelli. Fischelli trying to force herself around Schleining. Not gonna do it. Masiello going down to the boards, along with Cricky. Fischelli looking a little tired, racing after that puck. She needs a change. McCarthy, good pass to Cricky on the saucer. McDonald grabs it. Now it's Dupuis. Fischelli still on the ice. Now Masiello got a stick in the way of that one, but played by Olsen. Ewald throws it all the way down. First line heading off the ice. Ewald forcing that puck still in, then doing the splits on her way down. Rowan Nasty with it, working in tight, got tripped up. Grand Canyon back in the penalty box. Good chance here for Colorado to find the equalizer.
Colorado's second power play on the morning. After Rowan Nasty took that trip, Lopes will head to the box. Brooklyn Larson in the sin bin for the Lopes, and a huge chance for Colorado. That line, that nasty line, will stay out.
It's going to be the second power play unit because the first line just had a shift. Colorado is 10.2% on the season, including playoffs. They have yet to score a goal, a man up here in pool play. Catan lets it go, sent aside. Nasty to O'Brien. O'Brien trying to shake some defense. Now up top for Sullivan. Sullivan looking to go back down to O'Brien. O'Brien changing course. Now down to her forward and Nasty. Back to O'Brien. O'Brien putting the moves on. Went through Catan, who had a good look at the net. Catan staying with that puck. Catan into the slot. She shoots, it goes over. Good stick in front by Grand Canyon, and it is cleared by Volman. 45 seconds have gone off the clock here in the second power play of the day for Colorado. First unit making their way out. Masiello got it. Cross ice to Fischelli, who's going to get there. Fischelli, she shoots. Save made. Popped up into the air. Glove down by Fischelli. Staying with that puck. Here she is. Fish. It pinned into the boards. Looking for a pass. She got it. Masiello. Masiello. Back to Fischelli. Fischelli lets it rip. Goes over the crossbar. Fischelli just keeps shooting. Getting so close, but has yet to find twine here in the playoffs. Now Gray and Dupuis are in a foot race. Gray is going to come away. And now it's Piatagorski to Masiello. Masiello in on a 1-on-2. Masiello waits. Got the rest of the bus with her. Fischelli, she shoots, it goes wide. And out comes Finch the other way into the neutral zone. 10 seconds to go in the power play. Looks like CU is going to call it. They are 0 for 2 on the day. Grand Canyon, not the best team on the kill. Sophia Paulson shoots this glove down. Grand Canyon, they're only 85% on the penalty kill throughout the course of the season. That is among the worst in WWCHL. But so far in this tournament, they have been nothing short of great when they are shorthanded. Faceoff will come to the other side, to the left of Olsen. 3 minutes to go here in the first period. Huey is through. Natalia Huey getting down low. Now it's Zahalka. Zahalka back down to her captain. Huey had the puck roll on her. And the Buffs break out of the zone. It's Amelia Sowers. Sowers going to stay with it up the right wing. Zahalka's on her. She takes a shot and no problem for Olsen. Never actually got the glove on it. McDonald can't keep the puck in. It'll head down for Sowers. Over to Dupuis, the puck rolling on its side. As we get close to 2 minutes remaining here in this first period. Catan is going to pick it up. Catan waiting, putting it in the middle. But good defense there when they need it for Grand Canyon. Catan on the forecheck, still trying to keep that possession for Colorado. But it's not going to be enough. Out comes Volman. Volman and Zooks together on the left wing. Cleared out. Catan and Ahrens in on a 2-on-2. Catan for Ahrens. Ahrens looking for Nasty. The puck got a little away from her. Nasty's going to stay with it. She shoots. Save made with the pad. McDonald puts it on. Rebound. And it heads wide of the net. Minute and a half to go. Out of the zone. Colorado, a good chance for pressure here. Putting some on here in the late goings of the first period. Bonello grabs it for the Lopes. Kicks it to her blade. And gets it up and out of the zone. Lopes forward's congested right now. Here's Briggs. Now Finch, she lets it go, but too many bodies in front. 1 minute to go in the period. Terleska got free, but got the stick knocked out of her hands. Looking to pick it up. Now she's got it. McCarthy dumps it down, stopped at the blue line. Now in is Sorensen. Sorensen in the right circle. She shoots, save made. Now back in front. Finch lets it go, just sent aside. Now it's Grand Canyon's turn with some pressure here, late in the first. Wallace forces it out of the zone. Dumped back in by GCU. Last chance here for either of these teams. Losing the puck was Grand Canyon. Around to Wallace. Wallace, 10 seconds to go. Colorado looking to just get to the room right now. A puck battle is going to do it for the first period of action. It is 1-0 Grand Canyon. Courtney Briggs, the goal scorer there early in that period. Looking like the Lopes have found themselves here in the championship game. And they'll head to the room leading.
What a period for the Lopes. Overall, just utter domination, especially on the penalty kill. As they went on, Colorado gained 2 power plays on the period to start out. And that penalty kill held the Buffs on their heels and not able to rip one past Annika Olsen.
Harrison Simeon is rinkside with the goal scorer. Harrison.
I ripped it from Sparks, and yeah, my line mates helped me out, and I'm glad to put one in. Hopefully we can push through and keep them going.
Tough first period for you guys defensively, but you guys stood strong. What's key to staying in front?
I think just aggressiveness in front of the net and really playing defensively and holding up the front of the net. So.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Harrison. As you can hear, they're from the Antelopes. They feel really good about that period. We will head to the room with the Buffaloes down 1. Kieran, what's Colorado got to do to change the momentum?
Honestly, they've just got to come out with that same energy that they've had all weekend. They look a little sloppy, especially those latter 3 lines. And I mean, first line still looks solid, but not generating enough scoring chances, especially Fischelli. I mean, she had a chance. Brianna Ahrens was on the ice and couldn't quite have that edge. Wasn't quite in the right spot down the slot to make a shot attempt. But I think just generating more chances and getting your communication on point is going to be really key to winning this game against this tough Antelopes team who is still on fire from last night.
Absolutely. That is going to do it for the first period of play. It is Grand Canyon 1-0 courtesy of Courtney Briggs. We'll take a breather and get back to you for the second period here on Scope Up Sports.
Hello and welcome back to this week's Go Buff Sports live show. I'm Harrison Semyon.
And I'm Brittany Garcia, and we have a lot of sports to cover this week, so let's dive right in.
Colorado football is back. The Buffs Black and Gold Spring Game is slated for Saturday, April 11th at 1 p.m. Admission is free and includes Ralphie Seven's first run of 2026, weather permitting. It caps CU's spring practices, which start on March 2nd. For more later in the show, you'll hear from Oliver and Leo in this week's Buff Banner.
Colorado women's basketball cruised to a dominant 30-point win over BYU last weekend. And Anel Dutot scored a career high of 19 points and brought down 10 rebounds. Desiree Wooden recorded 16 points and 7 assists, while Jade Masagayo had 15 points. The Buffs out-rebounded the Cougars by their largest margin this season.
It's a world between known and unknown, a vacuum of space and time. Last Tuesday, Colorado women's basketball entered Tucson, Arizona. The Buffs were in a neck-and-neck battle with the lowly Wildcats. CU had 25 turnovers, a season high. But something odd occurred. The Buffaloes dominated the glass, allowing 8 fewer rebounds than they committed turnovers. It was the fewest boards CU had allowed in a game ever. And down 7 with 5 minutes left in front of a roaring McHale Center, more weirdness took root. The Buffalo scored 18 of the game's final 21 points, snatching a 78-70 win. On the night, Anel Dutot had a career-high 20 points. That's how CU saved its March Madness chances and once again escaped Tucson, Arizona.
After taking a 34-point loss game prior, men's hoops took 22 BYU to overtime in Provo, led by freshman Isaiah Johnson's 27 points. The Buffs were neck and neck most of the game. Eventually, they took a 6-point lead in the early goings of the second half. Before guard Rob Wright exploded for the Cougars, Wright scored 23 second half points, going on 100% from the field and finishing with 39 in overtime. The Buffaloes couldn't buy a bucket, going 2 for 10, allowing BYU to salt the game away.
Johnson's big night has us hankering for this week's trivia question. He scored 27 on Saturday, reaching 430 points this season. That's already top 5 in CU freshman history, but we're asking you, how many points away is Isaiah Johnson from Alec Burks' freshman scoring record? We'll answer that later in the show.
Next up, the men's team will host the Oklahoma State Cowboys on Saturday at 1:30. The Buffs are on a 2-game losing skid, falling to Texas Tech and BYU, both ranked teams. The Cowboys haven't won a game in over 2 weeks, but their last win was against a number 23 ranked BYU Cougars. Both teams are desperately looking for momentum heading into the Big 12 Championship Tournament. You could read about the game on our website shortly after the final whistle.
After Kansas State fired head coach Jerome Tang last week, the Buffs will host the Wildcats. Guard P.J. Haggerty leads K-State with nearly 24 points and 5 rebounds per game. Kansas State has a top 5 three-point shot in the conference, while Colorado gives up the most. The Buffs will need to bring their best perimeter defense and limit turnovers. Tip-off is set for 7 from the CU Event Center this Wednesday.
On the bubble for the NCAA tournament, women's hoops has a chance to boost their resume Saturday. They host number 20 ranked Texas Tech in hopes for an upset with 3 games remaining. However, the Lady Raiders are coming off a 31-point win in Lubbock against the 15-ranked Baylor. Texas Tech is a perimeter-heavy squad led by Bailey Maupin's 15 points per game. It will be a defensive challenge as the Lady Raiders allow the second least points per game in the Big 12. With the tournament chances on the line, Colorado is a must-win situation.
After hoping to earn the upset, they stay in Boulder to host the Utah Utes. Utah is also a bubble squad as the first team out of the tournament per ESPN. However, the Utes are riding a roller coaster, beating ranked teams but losing to some of the worst in the conference. If the Buffs can capture 2 home wins at home against Utah and Texas Tech, they will be firmly in the NCAA tournament conversation.
Colorado women's lacrosse secured a win at their first home game on Sunday against Cornell University, 8-5. CU was led by junior attacker Tegan Ryan and junior attacker Jamie Hill, who had 3 and 2 goals respectively. This was their first meeting between the two teams, and Colorado was able to walk away 1-0 against Cornell.
The Buffs will look to follow up that performance against 1-3 Towson tomorrow. The Tigers are led by Katie Roscoe and Hannah Lewis's 8 goals each. CU's defense, led by Big 12 Defender of the Week Jess Peluso, has found success winning ground balls and forcing turnovers so far this season. Big 12 Goalkeeper of the Week Elena O has had an easy time in net in the young season, only having to make 13 saves in their home opener against Cornell. First draw from Kitty Field is set for noon tomorrow.
After Saturday's game, the Buffs will hit the road and hit to Stony Brook, New York, to play the Stony Brook Seawolves. Colorado will look to stay undefeated on the road against 1-0 Stony Brook team that is just getting their season started. In the matchup last season, CU held on 1-goal lead at home against a fourth quarter comeback attempt by the Seawolves for a 7-6 win. The Buffs will try to win their first game at Luval Stadium in program history on Thursday, February 26 at 4 p.m. Mountain Time.
Guess what? It's time for the WWCHL playoffs. The Buffaloes have made the postseason and will host the tournament this weekend. CU plays the Grand Canyon Antelopes shortly after the show at 4:30, and the Utah Utes on Saturday at 4:30. The championship will be on Sunday at 11 a.m., where the winner will punch its ticket to Nationals in St. Louis. Paxton Haynes sat down with 2 Buffs at practice on Wednesday to hear their thoughts on the upcoming playoff run.
The Colorado Buffaloes women's hockey team has returned to the playoffs in the Women's Western Collegiate Hockey League, and this playoff run means a little more for assistant captain Natalie Ewald and club president Brianna Ahrens.
This is my last year, and this is time for redemption. We've made it to playoffs 3 times now and have yet to win, so this is our chance, and I know we have 11 seniors this year, and we're all really pumped up, fired up, ready to go. This is our last chance to really leave knowing that you achieved something, and we've worked so hard for so long. It would be really rewarding to see a true payout for that and to win this weekend.
The Buffaloes are headlined offensively by Ewald and junior forward Mia Fischelli, nicknamed the Dynamic Duo. Along with Anna Masiello, the first line has combined for 46 goals and 88 total points this season.
We've been playing together for a while now, especially me and Mia. This is our 3rd year playing together. So I feel like we kind of just read, I know exactly how she plays. She knows how I play. So it's really easy for us to bounce off of each other. And Masiello came onto our line this year, and I just think, our line has really good vibes. We're never in arguments. We're always just happy to be there. And I think we play the best when we're all having fun.
This season, the Buffs have something that separates them from past teams: chemistry.
This year especially, our chemistry that we have going on is really good. I think this is the best that I've seen it in my 4 years here, and I think that's something you can't really fix,
Second period in the championship game coming your way. The Grand Canyon Antelopes have a 1-0 lead courtesy of Courtney Briggs. The championship game here on Scope of Sports. I'm Pat Payne with Kieran Warger. Kieran, Colorado's got to find a response here. They're trailing for the first time in the entire tournament. What do you have to say?
I mean, this is territory Colorado has not seen in quite a while. I mean, they're trailing by a goal heading into first intermission. They have not trailed at all this tournament. And, I mean, heading into that locker room, I would have expected Coach Wilburn to power her team to get back in this game and get back on top. Tie this game at 1 heading into the second. Keep that momentum going that they've had all weekend. That's all I got, man.
And it feels like a little bit for both teams that it's not been the same quick flowing play that we saw on Friday night. I'll blame the 11 a.m. puck drop, but both these teams got to come out with energy. Colorado in particular down a goal, of course, and we will see what both these teams have to say. Colorado nor Grand Canyon have been trailing by more than 1 goal. Of course, Colorado hasn't been trailing at all. Shira Wine was making some incredible stops there in that first period for Colorado. Definitely kept this only a 1-goal game on the other side. Olsen did her job. You have Colorado missing the net a lot. And that's kind of been a story for them, especially Mia Fischelli, who has yet to score a goal here in the tournament. She's been so close, but just hasn't been able to find the net. She's been missing the net a lot. And then just throwing it right into the chest of Olsen when she is putting it onto the net. It'll be very important for her in the first line to find a rhythm here. Coach Wilburn talks it over with her team in a last-minute hype up as we will switch sides. Of course, the Grand Canyon Antelopes without Abigail Brigg, their best player.
That's a big loss for them. It hasn't hindered their ability so far as they hold a 1-0 lead over Colorado here at home. But my goodness, their bench is very vocal to start this period.
Here is Sophie O'Brien for the Buffaloes. Moved up ahead to Natalie Ewald. Thrown off the puck, Zahalka got it. Bumped it up to Zooks, who goes to Gray on the far side. Pinned up at the blue line. Dupuy's got it. Over to O'Brien. Up ahead to Moss Hill and makes a nice pass to Ewald, but then the puck rolled on her and got away. Dupuy trying to force it to O'Brien, but kept in by the Antelopes, and then a good stick by Fischelli got the puck off of Zooks. A couple of Antelopes slipping and falling here in the second period. O'Brien off the glass to Masiello, who is offsides. That puck did not get there in time.
Big chance for that Colorado first line starting off on the opening draw. They'll head to the bench 54 seconds into the period. And just Anna Masiello a little too jumpy on that play as she's ruled offsides. And it looks like the draw might come back to Colorado's zone.
It was a good, oh yeah. The faceoff will be in front of Wine.
Not quite sure what this call is. The play resumes.
Here is Mitchell to Catan to Piatigorsky. Piatigorsky with a nice move around Ramsey. Piatigorsky is in. She puts a pass in front and got through everyone. McDonald trying to force it in still with the backhand. Catan takes it. Catan putting one on, it goes above the crease. Mitchell is there. Down for Nasty, and the puck bounced off of her blade. Out back to the neutral zone. Mitchell to Sowers. To McDonald. McDonald with a nice move. There across, letting it go. It goes through the slot and to the far side. Sowers then backhands it right to Johnson. But Grand Canyon's not able to clear. Zahn kept it in. Applying some forecheck. And then getting off of the puck was Paulson. Paulson then got tripped, no call. And another one there that a couple of Buff fans here want. Of course, penalties are few and far between. Zahn lets it go, off the blocker. Olsen looked like she didn't really know it was coming. That is kind of her style of play. Just very calmly throwing it aside, especially with that blocker hand. Not one to always go down into the butterfly, more of a retro stand-up goalie type. And her classic colored pads signify that. Now Ramsey off the puck by Wallace. Wallace is in, pinned into her own bench by Sorensen. Wallace with a little bit of retaliation. Off the glass and out by Grand Canyon. O'Brien, that puck has got to calm down. O'Brien cools it off. And through everyone, it went off the skate of Wallace. She's got to tag up before Arns can bring that puck across. And Arns did so a little too early. Buffed her offsides. We're going to go first line versus first line here for the Neutral zone face-off. Ewald and Zooks. Zooks, of course, with that hat trick last night over Montana State, and was one of many goal scorers for the Lopes. Masiello has it, hooked a little bit, put it in front of the net. Ewald throws it on. Masiello's got it. Masiello to Fischelli. Fischelli, shoot! Off the post! I think Olsen might have gotten a piece of it. Fischelli is so due now, back in front through the skates of Fischelli, and Grand Canyon clears. Ewald back with it. Natalie Ewald. Now the Buffs have got numbers. Here's Ewald. Waiting, put it in front to Masiello. Couldn't get a backhand on it. Now Dupuis lets it go. Ewald got thrown down to the ice. Fischelli, the pass to McDonald. That shot went wide. Masiello trying to force a wraparound. Olsen was not ready for it. Dupuis throws it deep. Masiello is there, forcing McCarthy into the boards and got the puck off. It stays in. Here's Patagorski out to McDonald. Off a body in front in Gray. And now here is Haley Gray with the puck. She dumps so the Lopes can change, and it went and bounced onto the net of Wine, so she covers up.
What a chance for that Colorado first line. Mia Fischelli on that last series. Tries to get it out to Anna Masiello off that centering pass. Masiello not there in time, couldn't sneak it past. But what a chance for Colorado. Second line out now. They get a draw in their defensive end.
Both these squads with their second line. Catan trying to find some space in her own zone, and then she turned it over. Got it right back. Piatagorski with some help, and then she throws off the body. So Finch has got it below the net. Now Armit. Armit up top to Zahalka. Zahalka on the way to the net. Went through a few sticks. Finch to Armit. Back up top to Zahalka. And taken by Kieran Sullivan, who skates it out of the zone. Sullivan going to stay with it. Backhand was looking for Piatagorski, but Piatagorski called it a shift. Mitchell unable to get the body in the way to keep that puck in. Johnson's got it in the neutral zone. A body on her. Thrown deep into the zone by Finch. Izzy Mitchell grabs it and got tripped. Call coming up again. It's another penalty on Grand Canyon. Mitchell draws it. It is a Hulka heading to the box.
That's the third power play on the day for Colorado. Another big chance for their power play unit. The first line comes out, getting the big guns out there. And Tahalka heading to the box for the Lopes.
And it is their top defenseman who the Lopes will be without while they are shorthanded. First unit out for the Buffaloes. Still plenty of time, but it really feels like the Buffs need this. Face-off is won by Fischelli. Ewald puts it on. Pad save made just in time by Olsen. Fischelli. Fischelli cuts. She shoots. Glove down. Only 8 seconds have gone off in the power play. Colorado already got 2 shots on net. Fischelli will continue to take that face-off. And that time it is won cleanly by GCU. They are able to get it out as it went through the legs of Piatagorski. Now Sorensen is not going to get the tripping call. The GCU bench wanted it. Now Piatagorski's in. Piatagorski, a pass over to Ewald. Ewald with a backhand try. Back to Piatagorski. Puck is loose, and she couldn't put it on net. Excellent chance there for Piatagorski. If she could just put the stick on, it would have gone in. But now 40 seconds have gone off. Colorado still with 0 on the board. Looking to cash in on the power play. They have yet to do so. They've had 2 chances. This is their third. Ewald slows the puck down, forcing it into the zone. Applying a little bit of a cross check on her way onto Finch. Now Dupuis to Fischelli. Fischelli is in. Fischelli to Ewald. Ewald in the slot. She shoots. Blocked in front. Excellent defense by Grand Canyon. Ewald took a high stick, and they're not going to call that one. That blade definitely got into the mask of Natalie Ewald, but the referees did not see it. Or maybe they did and they just decided not to call it. That does seem to be a recurring theme. Fischelli has got it down low. She turns around and shoots. It goes wide. O'Brien down to Nasty. Nasty thrown into the boards by Bonello. Fischelli bringing some help. Fischelli passing in front. Couldn't get to Ahrens. O'Brien changing course to Sullivan. Sullivan has to play with the backhand. Sullivan down low. 2 buffs and a lope on it to grab the puck. Tied up as the final seconds of this power play bleed off the clock. That is going to do it. Colorado is over 3 on the day. The power play has just been struggling so much. Here in the playoffs, they have not been able to net one. And that's kind of been the story of the power play. Very streaky over the course of the regular season. Now here's Nasty. Nasty shoots blocked by Graybill. Gatton got thrown off the puck, and here comes Graybill. Graybill scored with about 2 minutes remaining in the third period on the power play on Friday night to force overtime. The Lopes are offsides. Shots right now tied 9 apiece, but it is Grand Canyon with the lone goal. It came about 4 minutes into the game from Courtney Briggs. Since it has been defensive stand after defensive stand. Both these teams with plenty of chances. Zahalka and Paulson after it. Paulson made Zahalka fan, and now she has got the puck thrown into the boards. Paulson comes away, good stick by Paulson. Play in front, rebound, chest goes wide from Sowers. Paulson having a great shift, but got the puck taken away when she was trying to pass it to Zahn. And over the hand.
My goodness, what a chance for Amelia Sowers. That net was wide open. Just went wide of the net.
Huey to Zooks. Zooks didn't get anything on it. A roast beef sandwich, if you will. She'll love that.
Zooks with a hat trick last night, looking for 1 to start off today and bring this lead up to 2. Here comes Ahrens.
Ahrens, she shoots, and it's taken by the leather of Annika Olsen.
Brianna Ahrens getting that chance up that right side and right into the glove of Olsen. Colorado trying to shift the tides, but they'll get a draw in their offensive end, what they've been looking for as we approach the 11-minute mark.
Puck is down. Still tied up, and it will be Zooks breaking out of the zone. Here is Janae Zooks looking for a pass to Gray, and it ends up going through everyone. Volman is there. Now Gray. Gray with Mitchell all over her. Good stick there, but now Zooks. Gray still with Mitchell on her. Backhand pass right in front of the net, but a kick behind. Now Terleska and Wallace. That pass got under the stick of Amanda Wallace, and back in are the Lopes. Volman taps it down. Wallace back down to Mitchell. And now Mia Fischelli pokes it ahead. Mia Fischelli throws it on net. Now here she is on the forecheck. As we hit the halfway point of this game, 10 minutes to go in the second period, it's Grand Canyon up 1-0. Armit goes wide. And Shira Wine is going to force a whistle. Wisely. 9:55 to go here in the second period. That early goal still the deciding factor right now.
Inside 10 to go. Colorado entering territory where they need to score. There's only 30 minutes left in this game.
Masiello had so much room. She would have had a very clear breakaway. Now she's got it. Here's Anna Masiello. That puck dribbling a little in front of her. Changes course. Got thrown down to the ice. They're going to let it play. Masiello pinned and taken off of the puck. Good body there by Bonello. Out comes Grand Canyon the other way. Flipped ahead. A foot race for it. It is a penalty on Grand Canyon. Looks like Anna Masiello got the worst of it, or excuse me, that is Zoe Dupuis. Dupuis fighting everything she can. It is interference called on Natalia Hui.
Hui trying to contest that call. Looks like she'll head to the bench.
My mistake. It's not Huey who's got the penalty. It is Courtney Briggs. Huey's the captain, so she was the one talking to the officiating crew. So here we go. 4th power play try. Is this the time that Colorado can find it?
Huge chance for the Buffaloes. Their 4th power play on the day. This is everything. 9:22 remaining in the second. They go on a man up.
Briggs has 2 minutes to think about what she's done. Colorado. Let's see if they can get it done this time. That one goes into the screen.
And the Lopes penalty kill once again, applying that incredible pressure, forcing Todd and Arns into that corner. And puck is eventually forced up into the netting.
Second unit is going to stay out for Colorado. It's Arns on the dot. It is tied up, still loose. Catan is going to come away with a good strong stick. Catan to Sullivan. Sullivan back to Catan. Catan looking to cross the ice over to O'Brien now, who's in the right circle. O'Brien, backhand. Nasty. Had to pay to make that pass to Sophie O'Brien. And here's Catan. Catan to Nasty. Looking to send it back. Catan reaching for that puck, but is taken out. Not out of the zone, though, and now finally sent the length of the ice by Grand Canyon. 50 seconds have gone by in the Briggs penalty. First unit is out for the Buffaloes. Ewald taps it to herself, now trying to force it through the skates of Armit, but cannot do so effectively. Sullivan is there to stop it from going all the way down. Under a minute to go in the penalty. Colorado needs it. They've had 4 chances in this game with a man up. Fischelli is across. Mia Fischelli working around Graybill. Fischelli's in tight and then goes hard into Annika Olsen, who made the save.
And Fischelli right into that right pad of Olsen. She dives into the net, and Olsen's slow to get up. Fischelli checking in.
Olsen needs a second. She is back up on her feet. The faceoff will be to her right. 36 seconds to go in the power play, under 8 in the second period. Won by Fischelli, clean. Piatagorski's got it. Piatagorski back to Dupuis, walking that blue line. To Masiello. Anna Masiello making a move, lost the puck in doing so. To Fischelli. Dupuis calling for the puck. Fischelli cutting in. Fischelli shoots. It goes up and into the screen. Good stick in front.
This first line eager to put a point on the board for Colorado. So many great chances. Fischelli, that shot was deflected, hit up into the netting.
Fischelli will continue to take those faceoffs on the power play. That time it is going to be the Lopes coming away with it. They will send it all the way down, and that is going to do it in the final 5 seconds of the power play here. Dupuis making Sorensen go hard into the net. 0 for 4 are the Buffaloes, and we are not even through 2 periods. That Grand Canyon penalty kill, which has been shaky at times this regular season, is coming up huge in the championship game. Johnson, fresh off the bench, grabs the puck and is across the blue line. A cutting Gray couldn't grab the puck. Now Zooks, bothered by Masiello. Here is Anna Masiello, slowing that puck down. Ahead to Fischelli, that first line, first penalty unit, in fact, still out for the Buffaloes with the penalty long over at this point. Dupuis, back to Fischelli. Up ahead, Masiello just too far. Icing coming up on Colorado. 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the second period.
This Colorado first line definitely getting tired after icing that puck, just sending it out of their end.
They've got to stay out there with the face-off in their own zone. Colorado only has one defenseman on the ice right now in Dupuis because that first unit is still entirely on the ice. Fischelli racing after that puck. Then she is able to win the foot race enough to force a non-whistle. Fischelli, as the rest of her team gets a change. Ewald kept it in. Zahn on the forecheck. Ewald thrown back. 6 minutes to go here in the second period. McCarthy's got the puck. Zahn in hard, having a good shift herself. Forcing that puck to stay loose. Now Paulson got free with it. Now it's Sowers. Sowers rolled it around. There are no Buffaloes there. It is Schleining of Grand Canyon who goes to Johnson. The pass actually missed her, but it cleared the zone. That hits a player in the Buffaloes bench. And we get a whistle. Face-off will be to the right of the red line in the neutral zone on the far side. Sowers on the dot for Colorado. It is won by her. Cricky trying to force it into the zone. Up and not out. Walking that line is Larson. Buffs trying to force it out, but they can't control that puck on their stick. Now O'Brien just pokes it ahead. Rolled all the way down. Wine plays the puck. Here's Sullivan. Sullivan to O'Brien. And then that pass got lost. Colorado a little sloppy right now in their own zone. Sophia Paulson turned it over. We'll head all the way around where O'Brien and Graybill will meet. Finally out of the zone. Piatagorski couldn't hold on to it to rush the other way. Right back in is Janae Zooks. Zooks to the slot. She shoots. Save made by Wine. This first moment in some time where a player has really gotten free and gotten a really good look at the net, for Grand Canyon at least, that is. 4:36 to go. Second line versus first line. It is tied up, and Gray is going to come away. Ramsey with a drive, kicked away by Wine. Nasty with a nice move, poked it ahead to herself. Now Catan in trying to force that puck away. It stays with Gray. Gray through everyone. That should be icing. It is on Grand Canyon. We'll head back down to the west side.
Big chance for Colorado to capitalize in their offensive end, as they've been trying to for the last 25 minutes, or 35 minutes, I should say. Piatagorski in for the draw.
Both lines will stay out. The referee will wait to drop that puck, has a message for the players. And now here we go, one cleanly by Piatagorski. O'Brien with a drive, it goes well wide. I think she was looking for a deflection. Taken up, not out, Piatagorski. Good job keeping it in. Fresh on the ice, Brianna Ahrens. Catan's got the puck. Here is Ahrens. Ahrens tied up with Gray. And now again, Ahrens is gonna come away with the puck. Ahrens, she shoots, save made, stand up by Olsen. Ahrens working hard, trying to keep that puck in and do everything she can. Now on Gray there, applying some contact. Back up ahead and in are the Buffaloes. Here's Wallace with the puck, throws it on, it got batted down in front. And then Grand Canyon ices the puck.
Tide's really shifting here. This is how Colorado looked earlier in this game. And now Grand Canyon trying to clear their zone out of desperation. Momentum truly shifting in favor of the Buffaloes.
This game has been so evenly matched so far through almost a full 2 periods. Shots are 12-12 exactly. D-zone draws won by the Lopes, but they're not able to get it out. Mitchell taps it down. Masiello's going to be the first one there. Masiello up top, Sullivan going right back down to Masiello. Masiello trying to get around Graybill. And still staying with that puck, even with 2 Lopes on her. Good stick by Anna Masiello. Sullivan to Fischelli. Fischelli down to Masiello. Up to Fischelli again, but in the way was Finch. Still see with the puck. Masiello in front to Ewald. But good sticks in the way, clogging that passing lane by Grand Canyon. That is dumped in. 2.5 to go here in the second period. Finch into the skates of Mitchell. Johnson is on her and takes the puck away. Now Johnson over to Zooks. It was well behind. Back the other way on a rush. Here's Mia Fischelli. Fischelli trying to poke herself. Now Fischelli with Masiello. Fischelli shoots. Scores! Mia Fischelli. We're tied.
Play by Fischelli, my goodness, down that far side and able to rifle it, a high shot into the corner of Olsen's net. Ladies and gentlemen, this game is tied at 1. Fischelli looking for that first goal on the weekend. She's got it.
It was only a matter of time. We don't call her the best player on the ice for nothing. She got past the defender, made a brilliant stick move to poke it ahead to herself. She had Masiello. It was a 2-on-0 chance. Fischelli goes backhand, puts it top corner. Just an incredible play. It took all of 8 periods for Mia Fischelli to find the net, but she has done so in the championship game. We are tied. Colorado finally breaks through. Fischelli with a huge celly after that goal. She wanted it bad, you could tell. But now it is Briggs who is offsides.
Discipline for Grand Canyon. Sorry, Paxton. Slipping a little bit here in this period. In the latter half of this period, I should say, as another offsides call, couple of icing calls. Colorado in prime position.
And that is career point number 50 for Mia Fischelli. Taken on for Masiello. Thank you. My producer, Nick Evans, just reminded me that I'm incorrect. It's point number 50 for Anna Masiello. Fischelli has got more than that. Mia Fischelli, if I'm not mistaken, she is prepped to take over as club president here of the hockey team next year, in her senior year. As we get down to a minute to go. Now here is Zooks. The speed of play has been turned up here in the last 5 or so minutes of the second period. That one's gonna roll all the way down. It is on net. Zooks pokes it ahead, connects with Gray. With the stick of Sullivan, got the puck off. A good defense there by Colorado, makes nothing of that rush. Down to the far side. Zahalka throws over Oki Terleska with the shove. Kept in. Graybill. Graybill goes down right into the skate of O'Brien, and then Zahn got it out. Zahalka. O'Brien on her. O'Brien pushing her around. Now Sullivan up and over Ahrens with a whistle. Very, very delayed icing, I believe it is. It is. The referees waited until Zahalka, or McCarthy, yeah, no, that is Zahalka. They waited until Zahalka pinned the puck in her own zone to finally blow a whistle for icing. It is .4 on the clock.
Bit of confusion. It's just 0.4 of a second remaining.
So Grand Canyon's going to send Olsen to the net. They have 6 skaters on the ice. They win the faceoff, but nothing is going to come of it. Colorado has found the equalizer. It is Mia Fischelli doing what the fish does. And we're going to head to the final frame with a 1-1 hockey game.
My goodness, what a period for Colorado. I should say second half of that second period was all Buffaloes. GCU starting to lose a little bit of that momentum that they had last night, getting into some disciplinary issues. And, I mean, despite the high number of penalty minutes they've faced so far this period, have not allowed Colorado to score while they have that man advantage. But, I mean, overall, solid effort from Colorado. Mia Fischelli at the helm.
And what's interesting about this game is that compared to Friday night, it looks a lot more evenly matched. We saw that on Friday, it was a lot of Grand Canyon. They were getting long, extended possessions in Colorado zone. But then this time around, it's been really even. Both these teams getting a lot of rushes. And we will head it down ringside to Harrison Simeon. Harrison?
All right, I'm here with Mia Fischelli. Brand new ball game, 1-1. How'd you find it?
I don't know. It was absolutely electric. I skated past the defenseman and then just put it in. I've been waiting for some luck recently, so it felt really good to get one, and now we're tied going into the third.
20 minutes to go for a championship. What's it going to take?
It's going to take everything we got. We really have to find our 40 now in these last 20 minutes, so we know we can do it. We just have to do it, you know.
Want to say hi to Mom again?
I know my family watching at home. Hi, Papa Didi, Papa Gigi, all my other family. Love you guys. Woo! Go Buffs!
Back to you guys.
Everything these two teams got will be on display in the third period, I'm sure. Should be a great final period of WWCHL play where one of these teams will head to St. Louis and one will head home heartbroken, I am sure. I can't wait to watch it. That'll do it for the second period of action here on Scope Buff Sports. We are tied 1 apiece. It was Courtney Briggs in the first period and then Mia Fischelli with the equalizer. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a second to resurface the ice and get back to you for the final 20 minutes of WWCHL play here on Scope Buff Sports.
CU held on 1-goal lead at home against a fourth quarter comeback attempt by the Seawolves for a 7-6 win. The Buffs will try to win their first game at Luval Stadium in program history on Thursday, February 26 at 4 p.m. Mountain Time.
Guess what? It's time for the WWCHL playoffs. The Buffaloes have made the postseason and will host the tournament this weekend. CU plays the Grand Canyon Antelopes shortly after the show at 4:30 and the Utah Utes on Saturday at 4:30. The championship will be on Sunday at 11 a.m., where the winner will punch its ticket to Nationals in St. Louis. Paxton Haynes sat down with two Buffs at practice on Wednesday to hear their thoughts on the upcoming playoff run.
The Colorado Buffaloes women's hockey team has returned to the playoffs in the Women's Western Collegiate Hockey League, and this playoff run means a little more for assistant captain Natalie Ewald and club president Brianna Ahrens.
This is my last year, and this is time for redemption. We've made it to playoffs 3 times now and have yet to win, so this is our chance, you know, and I know we have 11 seniors this year, and we're all really pumped up, fired up, ready to go. This is our last chance to really, leave knowing that you achieved something, you know, and we've worked so hard for so long. It would be really rewarding to see a true payout for that and to win this weekend.
The Buffaloes are headlined offensively by Ewald and junior forward Mia Fischelli, nicknamed the Dynamic Duo. Along with Anna Masiello, the first line has combined for 46 goals and 88 total points this season.
We've been playing together for a while now, especially me and Mia. This is our third year playing together. So I feel like we kind of just read, I know exactly how she plays. She knows how I play. So it's really easy for us to bounce off of each other. And Masiello came onto our line this year, and I just think, our line has really good vibes. We're never in arguments. We're always just happy to be there. And I think we play the best when we're all having fun.
This season, the Buffs have something that separates them from past teams: chemistry.
This year especially, our chemistry that we have going on is really good. I think this is the best that I've seen it in my 4 years here. And I think that's something you can't really fix. If it's not there, it's not there. And it shows on the ice, when we're down a goal and we need to get up, and we're supporting each other and not getting down on ourselves, because that you have your teammates behind your back, uplifting you and stuff. It's really important.
Colorado will play Utah and Grand Canyon before the conference championship on February 22nd, where the winner will punch their ticket to nationals in St. Louis.
All 4 teams in playoffs are going to be really good. It's going to be really tough matches, but I'm excited. It's a bit nerve-wracking because it's kind of like do or die a little, but I have a good feeling, and I think we've been pretty locked in today, and we got the rest of the week to prepare, but I'm pretty pumped.
We just got to go. We play our best hockey when we're having fun, and you can tell we're all dancing on the ice and stuff. The music is playing. We have our dance team in the stands.
Yeah.
When the vibes are good and the energy is good, we play really well. So as long as we can keep that going and not get down on ourselves, I think we'll be in a really good place.
For Sko Buff Sports, I'm Paxton Haynes.
The battle for tickets to nationals in St. Louis begins this weekend as the men's Division II team plays in the ACHA West Regionals tournament. CU comes into the tournament ranked 7th in the West after a BMHC championship win on February 8th. Eyeing a second round 2 match, the Buffs face off against Northern Arizona University tonight at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time. In the regular season, NAU defeated Colorado 5-4 in its only game that ended in overtime. The Buffs will look to a Conference Player of the Year forward Brick Fisher and second-team All-Conference goaltender Caleb Allen to guide them to nationals.
For its final series of the season, men's D1 hockey takes on the Colorado State Rams in the Rocky Mountain Face-Off this weekend. The Buffs currently hold an edge over the Rams in the season series, leading 2-1. This weekend's series will be split, with tonight's in Fort Collins at 7:15 and tomorrow's here at the Rec Center ice rink at noon. It'll be the last men's home game of the year, so make sure to show out, Buffs fans. If you can't make it, Saturday's game will be streamed live right here on Sko Buff Sports.
We are now just several days away from spring practice starting up for the football team with a brand new offensive system heading into fall. We had Leo Rivera and Oliver Hayes break down their expectations for a new look Buffaloes as we get closer to the spring game.
Welcome to this week's edition of Buff Banner. I'm your host, Oliver Hayes, alongside my co-host, Leopoldo Rivera IV. In Colorado football, they are playing their spring game in a few short weeks from now. Leo, the big man coming in, Brendan Marion, the new offensive coordinator, known as the go-go guy. You have been super fascinated with this offense. Can you break it down for us so that me, but Colorado fans included, can understand what we can expect to see when Colorado takes the field during that spring game?
Yeah, that's a big question, Oliver, and obviously practices are going to start ramping up here shortly. That's going to be the big thing. But what to expect from the go-go offense, first and foremost, it's going to be that 2-back to the offside of the quarterback, or a sidecar position, as Brendan Marion calls it. There's going to be 2 running backs in the backfield. They're going to be both on the same side. That is something that this Colorado offense has not seen before, and it's also something a lot of offenses don't practice because, like you mentioned, Brendan Marion is creator of this. So what does that mean? It means there's going to be a lot of run-heavy plays. Brendan Marion's coming with the duo. He's coming with the ISO, working a lot of double teams on that first front line of defenders, and that's really what Colorado is going to work on, is building that run game first, and from that point on, then you're going to open up the path to the RPOs and all the different passing games downfield.
That's a lot of stuff. but to focus on something specific, because that was a lot of things that you talked about, maybe a lot even for a football fan to try and grasp with how different this offense is, like you talked about with the halfbacks on one side of the quarterback, but focusing on the run pass option, the RPO. We saw a little bit of this the last season with Colorado and Kane Salter, Juju Lewis, whenever Ryan Staub got him. We saw a little bit of that. But with this offense, the go-go offense, it seems like the RPO is a lot more prevalent. How does the go-go offense utilize the RPO and make it different, not only from Colorado's offense last year, but from other offenses in general?
Definitely. Colorado's going to be built on this triple option system, Oliver, where the run's always going to be on no matter what to be able to give that. But Julian Lewis is going to have the option to pull, which becomes that second option. And then from there, the third is the pass. And what makes this offense different from the ones that have been at Colorado the last few years is that it's tackling vertical downfield. Previously, Colorado relied on using bubbles and, very short passing games in the RPO to rely on blocking and creating explosive plays. This offense is going to create the explosive plays by design and push the ball downfield with the receivers running, more vertical routes that are going to come off the running game.
So with all those options, Colorado, they have some returners. Juju Lewis, he's the man that stands out on offense, of course. But who else do you think can stand out in this go-go offense where Marion has talked a decent amount about how any player can thrive in this type of offense?
Yeah, there's a lot of running backs. First, you got Michael Welch, returner for the Colorado Buffaloes, to Kalen Taylor. With his passing abilities, that's going to be a big one. I think seeing him in this offense in the spring is going to be vital. He's one of the big guys I'm looking at. Obviously, you have the guys coming over from Sacramento State as well, Damian Henderson IV being one of those. But on the receiving end, you have Danny Scudero, who led all of college football in receiving. He's a small guy in the slot, but Brandon Marion knows how to use those small guys. If you look back at his tenure, he's used players of all different sizes in the offense. He's going to find a place for all the different body types on the Colorado's offense and make sure they're vital come spring game and then moving forward.
And that name you brought up, Kalen Taylor, after missing him the last part of the season with the injury, I'm excited to see Trackhawk back on the field and using that speed in this new offense. But I think that's all for this week's edition of Buff Banner. My name is Oliver Hayes alongside Leopoldo Rivera IV. Thank you guys for watching.
Welcome to Folsom Feud. I'm your host, Colby, here with 3 contestants today, Lincoln, Balin, and Kieran. Lincoln, start us off.
I'll take game day etiquette for 200.
All right. This is the best way to show respect during the CU fight song.
What is standing, singing loud, and raising your hand in the hook 'em horn sign?
Not what we're looking for. Balin, you have an answer?
What is stand up, sing loud, and do the Ralphie horns?
Correct. Balin, the board is yours.
Give me tailgate traditions for 400.
All right, here's the answer. The must-have item to wear on game day to show your buff pride. Kieran?
What is black and gold?
That's correct. Nothing says school spirit like those 2 colors. Choose the next one.
Let's do fan etiquette for 600.
Fan etiquette. The proper response when you hear someone yell, "Go Buffs."
What is Skull Buffs?
Skull Buffs is right. Looks like we've got some true Buffs fans here. But thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to our contestants, and see you next time.
The club baseball team went 3-1 in their season opening tournament last weekend in Dallas. The Buffs captured wins against North Texas, Baylor, and the Texas Longhorns with 3 positive pitching performances. And their one loss to Oklahoma, the Buffs still scored 13 runs but allowed 17 in an outlier game. Sophomore catcher Charlie Lesh tallied 3 hits to take home the Mid-America West Player of the Week award, and senior president Nathan Hoffman won Pitcher of the Week after throwing 6 scoreless innings. Following the successful weekend, Colorado got attention in the NCBA Top 20 poll, being the second team with the second most votes without a ranking. CU gets a few weeks off before beginning its season's full swing against Utah on March 7th.
Good evening from snowy Boulder, Colorado. I'm Trip Malden, here to bring you your Olympic recap. Starting us off for the week, we have Ryder Sarchet, who competed in the giant slalom event, finishing 25th overall. The former Buffalo Joanne Reed finished 72nd overall in the women's 7.5K sprint biathlon. Alvar Olev finished strong in the men's 10K final, finishing 28th overall. Hugo Hickenfuss also competed and finished 66th. Sve Irving advanced to the halfpipe final, finishing 8th overall, and was one of only 2 Americans to qualify. Cassidy Gray started the women's giant slalom, but sadly crashed in the first run and did not finish. The women's hockey team made a stunning comeback against Canada after a goal early in the second period left the U.S. trailing all game. A late goal in the third by team captain Hillary Knight sent the game into overtime, with a goal by Megan Heller winning the game for the United States. That's all we have for this week. Good luck to all of the Buffs who still have competitions.
The Buffs competed in the Spencer James Nelson Memorial Invitation on Saturday. The Buffs showed out at Howelson Hill with a victory of Joe Haynes Flatane. He was joined on the podium by a Storm Peterson, who finished third. For the women, there was a second-place finish for Astrid Lundy, who was joined by Tildy Bangman, who was finished third. This left the Buffs winning 3 out of the 8 races this weekend.
After going 2-1 last weekend, which included giving Minnesota its first loss of the season, the tennis team has another busy slate ahead of them, this time in Las Vegas. Today, the team is wrestling with UNLV. Tomorrow, Colorado takes on Gonzaga and Utah Tech. The ITA has the tennis team ranked 56th in the nation, and a 3-win weekend would come with a lot of momentum.
The track and field indoor season is winding down. The Colorado Last Chance Invitational is underway. At the meet, 18 seniors are being honored. The prime time event today is the men's event Distance Melody Relay, where CU, BYU, NAU, and New Mexico are looking to solidify their spot for the NCAA championship race. This is the last meet before the Big 12 Indoor Championship next weekend.
The men's golf team finished 16th out of 24 universities competing at the PGA West. The third round was canceled due to high winds, leaving Stanford the winner after 2. The Buffs shot 19 strokes over par in the first round, putting them near the bottom of the leaderboard. The Black and Gold were able to turn things around, shooting just 3 shots over par on day 2.
The final period in regulation in all of WWCHL is upon us, and we are tied at 1 apiece. In 20 minutes and maybe even more, we will find out who will be lifting the trophy and will be booking their plane tickets to the Gateway City. I'm Pax Haynes with Kieran Werger, and Kieran, things are getting intense right now. It's getting tight, it's getting hot up here. Both these teams coming in with goals in each period, 1 apiece. And things are going to get really, really intense here down the stretch.
I am terrified to see this third period. Tensions are high. Game tied at 1. Will we see another overtime? We're not quite sure yet. Game is still young. Both these teams taking to the ice, and both benches very vocal to start off this period.
Here we go. At least 20 minutes to decide a champion. O'Brien taps it up, Masiello, and then fought off by Shira Wine. That clock still running in the stadium. They got to stop it. First line's going to stay out for Colorado. The clock never got stopped after that whistle. There we go, finally. Let's see how they are going to fix that. It was only about 10 seconds 10 seconds into the period.
Talk about a vocal Buffs bench still. So the officials convening for a moment.
They're just going to let it roll. 19:36 on the clock. Both these first lines out to start the third period. Here's Natalie Ewald. Ewald throws it into the screen.
Only 33 seconds gone by in this third. And already a couple stoppages.
Yeah, even less than 33 seconds technically. Got a puck back. Face-off is down and taken by Zahalka. She got a little tripped up, and it is going to be a penalty on Mia Fischelli. Fischelli was thrown down to the ice, and then on her way towards Zahalka, got into her skates. So the first power play opportunity of the day coming for the Antelopes.
Big opportunity for the Lopes as Fischelli, their best player on Colorado, heading to the box. They'll get a draw to the right of sheer wide. Colorado standing on their heels.
And Fischelli is on that first kill unit, so they'll be down their best player and top player defensively as well when they're down a man. Face-off, taken by Gray. Up top to Volman. Volman slides it across. Here's Graybill. Now Johnson lets it go. Pad save made. The rebound kicked in front. But Volman wasn't able to put a stick on. Now here she is. Volman cross ice again. Johnson to Graybill. Graybill back to Volman. Volman lets it go. Got sent wide by Dupuis. Just able to keep that puck in are the Lopes. In hard is Sophie O'Brien. Good move by Sophie O'Brien. And now she has got the puck here shorthanded. Over to Masiello. Masiello shoots. Save made. Just made by the shoulder of Annika Olsen. A great look for Anna Masiello, who has some shorties this year.
My goodness. What a play by Masiello and O'Brien. O'Brien able to get that centering pass out to Masiello. She's able to get in the cage of Olsen, just not able to sneak it past as Olsen was a brick wall.
Olsen has come up huge multiple times in this game, as has Wine for the Buffaloes. No surprise, based on how these two goaltenders played in pool play, that they would be coming up huge for their squads. It's going to take everything that these teams got to get one past. Zahalka is in. Zahalka goes across, but Sullivan's stick was in the way. Catan pinned to the boards by Armit. Armit kicked it away. Finch is there, and she got the puck. Finch turns around with Ramsey right behind her. Ramsey grabs it. Now it goes across for Zahalka. Zahalka got tripped up by Catan. Now Slapper goes over. Nothing there called on Alexa Catan. Here's Ramsey. Ramsey was looking for a deflection maybe from Armit. Now Zahalka. Zahalka working down low. Looking for a pass. She's going to stay with that puck and cross into the slot. She fanned on the shot, still with it. She shoots, and it just goes wide. Finch thrown into the boards by Nasty. Nasty couldn't force that puck out. Three Lopes all congested with each other by the left circle. Now a shot from Ramsey is into the chest of Wine. 2 seconds to go in the Fischelli penalty. Fish is on her feet, itching to get out of the box. And she will then join her first line, as well as the first line for the Antelopes coming out. 17:26 to go in this tied hockey game. Puck is down. Out is Fischelli. Pass ahead. True to Masiello, but then she couldn't quite handle. All the way down, Ewald racing in front of Volman. They get a little tied up at the boards. With some help is Dupuis. And then Fischelli is going to be the one to come away with the puck. Mia Fischelli with some speed up the right side. Fischelli makes a move, staying with that puck. Mia Fischelli doing what she does best. Fischelli staying with the puck. Now left it for O'Brien, who slapped it down to Ewald. Ewald looking for Masiello in front of the net. Masiello is going to stay with the puck. Down for Fischelli. Fischelli taken off of it by Zooks. Now it's Janae Zook's turn. Here she comes into the neutral zone, and it got away. But luckily for her, Sorensen was there. Sorensen with Dupuis on her. That puck was a pass to no one. Now in front, in the way was Dupuis. Now blast, glove down, rebound is loose. Masiello slows it and look to backhand out of the zone. She doesn't actually do anything with it. And finally, it'll head to the stick of Sophie O'Brien, who takes a second before working her way out of the zone. Cross-ice pass the long way to Nasty is not there. It bounced right to Annika Olsen, who then played the puck, but icing is the call regardless.
Colorado crowd not happy with this call, so bring it back.
The refs recognize their mistake, and so the face-off will be at center ice. Dupuis and O'Brien are going to head out for Mitchell and McDonald. Piatigorsky wins the face-off at center ice. McDonald working through, got their stick lifted a little bit. Now Catan trying to force it, a backhand from Nasty. Sent aside by the pad of Olsen. Thrown the length of the ice, could be icing, no, it is on net, and Wine covers up. 15:45 to go in this one. We saw that in the Colorado-Utah game. They went scoreless in the final frame. And then it was Zoe Dupuis who finished it in overtime to propel the Buffaloes into the championship game, followed by a domination by GCU 7-1 over Montana State. That 7-1 victory meant that they were able to win the goal differential tiebreaker and get in over Utah. And now we stand at 1 apiece in the championship game. Armit up ahead for Finch. Finch is across, just onside. Put it through a couple of bodies. And then Zahn goes all the way across where Ramsey will pick it up. Ramsey with Paulson on her, throws it off the glass, and it'll bounce all the way to Izzy Mitchell. But they're going to call the hand pass, I believe. Face-off will be in the Buffs' end.
Amanda Wallace feeling it right now out on the ice. I gotta say, we love the tunes here in the rink, here on Scobo Sports.
Face-off won by Grand Canyon, but in hot was Amanda Wallace to take it out of the zone. Now Ahrens, and a good touch pass by Sullivan. Cross ice to Wallace. He dumps it into the zone. Ewald's on the ice. Looks like we've got a first line shift coming up for the Buffaloes. Sullivan across to O'Brien. O'Brien dumps and allows the starting 5 to make their way onto the ice for the Buffs. Sylvester got a little tied up with it at her skates, but it will get out to Masiello. Now across, a dump, but no Buffaloes really chased after it. Masiello in the corner with room. Masiello trying to force it up top to Dupuis, but it's not going to get done. Fischelli is along the boards to keep the puck in as it slowly rolls down below the net. Bonello is there. A pass to McDonald. Now McDonald lets it go. Puck was hanging around in the slot. There are McDonald and Ewald. Masiello looking for a deflection. It went wide. Now she chases after it with Bonello, putting in a hard body. Fischelli grabs it. Fischelli put it in front. Ewald was there. Now Masiello shoots. Just wide. Rebound. Ewald couldn't put it home. Olsen stands tall. Now it's Dupuis. Dupuis with the drive. And a stand-up save made by Annika Olsen.
What a setup for Colorado's first line as they'll head off for a much-needed break. Peppering Annika Olsen out in front. Mia Fischelli tried to dive and sneak it past, as did Natalie Ewald. Just couldn't sneak it past that brick wall. That is Annika Olsen.
This game's been so evenly matched. We are 1-1 with 14 shots on net each. Now 15 for the Buffaloes as Rowan Nasty shoots it into the glove of Olsen.
Nasty from an awkward angle, trying to sneak it past that shoulder of Olsen, but right into her left glove.
Catan wins the draw. Catan not one for face-offs, but she wins it anyway. Mitchell. A lot of bodies falling down to the ice now, and getting free is going to be Janae Zooks. Zooks up the left wing. Zooks, now only Sullivan in front of her. Down by the side of the cage, kicked out right in front of Wine. Now out by the half wall. Catan is there. Nasty, and now Piatigorsky is out. Piatigorsky lets it go on net. Knocked down by Olsen. Buffs get a full change. Here's Huey. Huey put it right to Dupuis, and then a good bank pass up ahead for Sowers. Sowers had Zahn to her left. Zahn is on the puck, blocked in front by McCarthy. Sowers grabs it again. Sowers. Paulson in now on the forecheck. Buffs sending everyone after the puck to try to keep it in. But out come the Antelopes in Sorensen. Briggs racing after it with O'Brien. Briggs scored early in the first period for GCU, and that is the only point they have in this game. Now Huey, bothered hard by O'Brien. 12 minutes to go here in the third period. We are 1-1, a tie so far. That is through Paulson. And now alone in their own zone. Schleining. Terleska with a good job in the neutral zone to get the puck off, and then she lost it herself. They're going to say that the Lopes are onside. And a lot of sticks just swiping at it. It's going to be Brianna Arons coming away. Arons got her stick lifted. From behind, McDonald kept it in. Now Wallace looking for a pass to Arons. Mitchell lets it go and blocked in front by Finch. Here's Wallace in front, no one home for the Buffaloes. Chipped up, but kept in by the skate of Fischelli fresh on the ice. Fischelli stays with the puck. And right now it's just rolling around across all the sticks. Finch calling for her. She had a step, but it never got to her. Too many bodies and sticks in the way. Now Ewald trying to make a play. Finch is after it. Maciel lifting her stick. Good body by Maciel. That big 5'10" frame was able to force it out of the zone. Now Fischelli colliding with Bonello in center ice. Maciello got it. Put a move on to get it out of the zone. Bank pass to Fischelli. Fischelli has gotten left circle. She shoots, blocked in front. Rebound was right in front of Olsen. But it was able to be turned aside by GCU. Now here the other way is Gray. Gray lost the blue line, but it stayed in. Now Volman throwing off the puck by Sullivan. Gray back in, sent across. Zooks backs it down. Zahalka can't keep the puck in. That puck a little too rambunctious for the Antelopes offense. Sullivan to break out for Colorado. It goes through everyone, and it is right back to the Lopes in the neutral zone. Graybill up ahead into the legs of Ewald, and now Maciel is influenced with Zahalka. Zahalka wins that race, making up that ground, and so is icing on the Buffaloes. Will come back down the other way for a face-off. Larson to take the draw for the Lopes up against Natalie Ewald. First line will stay on the ice for Colorado. Face-off is downwind to the skates of the linesman, and it's going to be CU coming away with it, but Kieran Sullivan couldn't clear. Sullivan trying to throw an Antelope into the board, and Larson, and now still tied up. 9:40 to go. Puck has not been kicked free. The rest are gonna let it keep going. And now finally it is Sullivan who got out of there with the puck. O'Brien, a weak pass up ahead trying to clear a shot. Goes high up into the air when it was deflected in front. Now Bonello to Sorensen. Sorensen in some traffic with Ewald. Sorensen got free. Looked for a pass up to Bonello, and then her and Fischelli both collide and go down to the ice. Maciel the other way. Here is Anna Maciello. Turns, a pass to Fischelli into her skates. She has to recover. Fischelli will wait to take a shot for Piatigorsky. Out goes Maciel and Fischelli to the bench. Second line coming on for the Buffaloes. Piatigorsky lost the puck in the corner, but it stays in, at least for the time being. It kicked on McDonald's stick, and so the Buffs will reset. Dupuis waiting. Now ahead for Nasty. Nasty got there. Rowan Nasty in on Bonello. They go into the boards together. Piatigorsky to Catan. Catan tried to kick it to her blade and then never got the shot off. Gray is across, chasing after that puck. Dupuis there to touch it first. popped up, now about by the right post. Dupuis to Piatigorsky rolling down by the center of the ice. The stick by Catan trying to force it out, and it's just chipped out into center ice, where Zahalka is there to meet it. Zooks throws it in, down to the near side corner, where Dupuis picks it up. Getting it out of the zone, nasty. Got thrown to the boards by Graybill. And then Graybill stands over her as she finished her check. Mitchell's got it. Mitchell passed it to Volman, and then she passed it right to Sophia Paulson. Paulson is able to enter the zone, but Sowers was across, so it is offsides.
Sophia Paulson struggling to stay on her skates. She ends up going down right at the blue line, and Amelia Sowers just a little too far across that blue line. Brings it out to neutral territory.
Off of the back of Finch, and then she sends it the length of the ice. 7:20 to go in this third period. We are getting close to next goal wins category, or territory, I should say. Here is Sowers. Sowers over the blue line, got Paulson to her right. She lets it rip, it goes wide. In trying to keep it in was Sullivan, but it heads out to Wallace, rolling on its side. Thrown up after Sowers ricocheted it. Schleining ahead for Finch, met by Sullivan, then sent down to the ice by Ahrens. Ahrens has the puck behind her net. Ahrens trying to stay with it. A good touch pass there by Wallace. Here is Ahrens. A little too far for her. Schleining is there to pick it up. He sends it cross ice to Terleska of the Buffaloes. Out the other way. Here's Huey. Huey into the circle. Now into the slot. It went through the skates of Armit. Went through everyone. The Buffaloes couldn't clog that lane. And then Armit never got her stick on it. Now crosses Bonello. Bonello to Sorensen. Sorensen shoots, patted aside. Backhand try. Ewald's there to meet it. Ewald off the glass. Glove down by Fischelli. Fischelli got her stick tied up on the boards by Ramsey. Under 6 to go in regulation. O'Brien to Fischelli. Fischelli, backhand pass looking for Masiello. Too many loops in the way. Fischelli trying to get it through center ice. He's picked off by Zooks. Zooks making a move. Zooks getting in tight. And a good stick poke check there by Wine gets it free. Now Ewald the other way. Tied up at the red line. Thrown ahead by Zoe Dupuis. A reset for Grand Canyon. They need to change though, the first line does. It goes thrown all the way down the ice. No ice as it got tied up on the boards and they're made to the goal line. Fischelli on the forecheck along with Catan. Piatigorsky was reaching for that puck. Graybill to Johnson. Got past McDonald. Piatigorsky with help. Johnson, good stick by McDonald, poked it free. Piatigorsky was thrown down to the ice away from the play by Huey. Piatigorsky can't get out of the zone. Zahalka keeps it in. Now finally across the ice, now through center ice is Alexa Catan. Catan had her stick lifted from behind, trying to keep that puck onto her stick. But a good back check by the Antelope stopped that. Nasty has got it at the center circle. Now working around, trying to bring it to her forehand. Courtney Briggs lost her stick, looking for maybe a call, a holding the stick penalty on Rowan Nasty. She's not going to get it. Sowers, after the puck got turned over, and then she was hit by an open ice check. No call. Larson is going to head to the bench scot-free. Paulson in on Zahalka, then Zahn lays the wood. Sowers down to Izzy Mitchell in her own zone. Through Paulson, it'll head all the way down. Icing is waved off. In hard on the forecheck is Abby Zahn there to meet Volman. But a good pass by Volman sent it to the other side of the ice. We're running out of time here in regulation. We are heading into next goal wins territory for sure. 3.5 to go. Tied up in the neutral zone. It's going to enter the buff zone. Sliding it over for Sullivan was Sophie O'Brien. Now Terleska. Terleska dumps it in and buys time so that the Buffaloes can change. But coming the other way are the Antelopes. That pass behind Volman, that should be icing. Yes, it is. 3 minutes and 5 seconds on the clock. We are tied 1 apiece. It was Briggs in the first and Fischelli in the second. And someone is going to be a hero here in the WWCHL Championship. Buffs already with 2 heroes on the weekend. It was Catan and then Dupuis with 2 overtime winners. Dupuis with a blast. Good stick in front. It was right by Fischelli, but she didn't know it was at her feet. Gray can't get it out. Ewald looking for Masiello down low. Both their sticks got lifted, and it's going to end up being in the hands of Bonello to Ramsey. Ramsey out of her zone with Zooks. That pass missed Volman. Across, Dupuis. Good reception from McDonald. And then a pass to Mia Fischelli. Fischelli pinned into the boards by Huey, and then both of them got tripped up. Dupuis right back in, but Fischelli's offside. She's got to tag up. Buff's going to change. Finch calling for the puck, but good stick in the way by Fischelli. Still, it's Huey. Huey's across. And then a shot. Save made, rebound. Finch still loose, and then Dupuis is able to just chip it out with her stick. Zahalka's got it. Looking for Gray down low, or it could be Johnson, but taken off of the puck by Piatagorski. Now Nasty. Nasty with only Graybill in front of her, but a good back check there by the Antelopes. These 2 defenses really locking it down. Catan looking around. Will backhand it for Nasty. Nasty sent it into the slot where there were no one there. That is icing on Grand Canyon. And the face-off will be in front of Annika Olsen with $1:33 to go here in regulation. Shots are 17-16 in favor of the Buffaloes. It's going to be the Orange line up against, I believe that is the first for Grand Canyon. The Lopes originally had 6 players on the ice. Finch against Arns on the faceoff one, cleanly by Arns. Then a shot from Dupuis, just paddled or sent aside by the blocker of Olsen. Terleska got tied up with Finch in the open ice. Now Arns with Sophie O'Brien. O'Brien lets it go, blocked in front there. That time by Bonello. Dupuis looking for Wallace. It got tipped into the zone where Sorensen is going to pick it up. Left it for Zahalka. 1 minute to go in regulation. Who's it going to be? Sorensen working around Dupuis. O'Brien bringing some help. Got taken off of the puck. Now Ewald chips it off the glass. Fischelli getting through with the puck. Here's Mia Fischelli. Mia Fischelli, she shoots. Save made. Rebound was right in front of Olsen, but Masiello couldn't get over in time. Fischelli gets it right back. Mia Fischelli to Masiello. That shot was sent well wide. Kept in by Ewald. Ramsey with Masiello. Masiello finishes her check. Out in the slot. Grand Canyon is able to escape. Right back in is Ewald. Ewald is going to get the puck below the net. Ewald calling for a couple Buffaloes now in tight. Almost got underneath the pad of Olsen with 5.7 to go on the clock.
My goodness, I am just... The tension in this rink
periods have been played in the WWCHL, and they were not enough to decide a champion. We are going in the championship game to overtime.
Colorado has played in overtime every game so far this weekend. They are no stranger to what they're about to do. Neither are the Antelopes, who took a heartbreaking loss to Colorado in Game 1. And in the championship game, they'll face it yet again, tied at 1.
Just as the game in Milan this morning went to overtime, we're going to get it here in the States in Boulder, Colorado. CU, they just can't get enough. 3 consecutive games going to overtime. Now for the second time against Grand Canyon here in these playoffs. These two teams play so tight every time. The overtime rules here, it is 3-on-3 hockey for the duration of overtime. It is next goal wins. There is no shootout, as it should be. Overtime periods will be 5 minutes each. And we'll just keep on going until we get a champion. Someone is going to score a goal and be the hero of the year for one of these squads. Colorado and Grand Canyon, this is the 4th time that they have met this season, and every single game has been nothing short of cinematic. And officially, all 4 games will be decided by only 1 goal.
This is everything right here. It all comes down to this 5-minute overtime period, as Shira Wine and Annika Olsen taking to their respective nets. That first line out for Colorado: Fischelli, Ewald, and Dupuis.
This play's getting really loud right now. Here we go. It's Zooks, Gray, and Graybill for the Antelopes. Overtime hockey in the championship game. 1 goal is going to decide the conference. It's Mia Fischelli going to be the first one to the puck in the zone. Fischelli, cross-ice pass, looking for Ewald, but it went over her stick. Now here come the Lopes the other way on a 2-on-1. It is Janae Zooks. Dupuis directing traffic. Zooks making a move. And good defense by Dupuis. That shot did not get on net. Zooks for Gray. Gray for Graybill. Ewald on her. A cross-ice pass. No one was really ready for it. Zoe Dupuis coming the other way, the overtime hero last night. She will wait. It's all about possession here in overtime in 3-on-3. Catan fresh on the ice. She's going to get joined by O'Brien and Masiello. Volman, Gray, Graybill out for the Lopes. Masiello is across. In the way is Graybill. They're going to go and fight for that puck. Masiello won it. Masiello in front. Catan got tripped up. Here comes Grand Canyon. Waiting was Gray, who's a little tired. She needs a change. Now it's Volman establishing possession for the Lopes. Up ahead to Johnson. Johnson with Masiello on her. Now loose. It's a 1-on-1 matchup. Here is Zahalka and O'Brien, 2 defensemen. Zahalka shoots, save made by Shira Wine.
My goodness, what a stop by Wine. It was an easy glove, and GCU trying to redirect that momentum in their favor. Fresh legs on for Colorado.
Zooks, Zahalka, Johnson versus Piatigorsky, Nasty, Dupuis. Face off, taken by Zahalka, cutting to the left. Now waiting, drops it for Johnson. Johnson with Piatigorsky on her. Johnson, she shoots, glove down, rebound is loose. Shira Wine couldn't squeeze, but the Buffs evade. Now trying to get out of the zone, putting on a little bit of a reverse hit is Piatigorsky. Piatigorsky in the neutral zone, cross-ice pass through the skates of Nasty. She's able to recover, get the puck on her stick. Now in the corner, 2 Lopes are on her. Piatigorsky in with some help. 3 minutes to go in the first overtime period. Piatigorsky up top for Dupuis. Dupuis down to Piatigorsky. Piatigorsky backhand pass in front of the net. Dupuis got it. Dupuis turns around, down on her knees, just pops it up into the air. Taken by Zooks. Here come the Antelopes the other way. It's a 2-on-1. Fischelli is the defender. Zooks. Cross-ice pass to Gray. Gray making a move, but in the way was a good stick by Colorado. Dupuis catching her breath. Over to Mia Fischelli. Let's see if they get the starting 3 in overtime out for the Buffaloes. All the way across for Nastius into the zone, and then Haley Gray took that puck off her stick, no problem. Dupuis is back on defense. It's the starting 3 out. Here's Gray. Gray, shot, save made along the ice by Shira Wine. Gray to Bonello. Shots are tied at 20 apiece. Bonello. Ewald got it out of the zone. Now she's racing after that puck. Here we go, one-on-one matchup. Natalie Ewald on Gray. Ewald shoots. Save made. Snaring that shot on Ewald was Olsen.
My goodness, Annika Olsen able to glove that one down. Natalie Ewald had a chance going down that far side. She rifles it, but an easy glove save for Olsen.
Chances for both sides. 2 minutes to go in the first overtime period. If those 5 go off the clock, we'll just throw it right back on. Catan on the dot loses the faceoff to Grand Canyon. Here is Sorensen. Sorensen in the right circle. Into the way of that one was O'Brien. Couldn't force the puck off. Volman's got it. Pinned up along the boards, a 2-on-2 puck battle. It's going to be GCU getting free. Here is Sorensen. Sorensen, cross-ice pass to Graybill. Graybill puts it on, sent aside by Wine. Volman's got it. Volman throws it down where Graybill and Masiello meet it. And to help is Zooks. She grabs the puck. Zooks surveys, finding some space for herself. O'Brien is on her. Zooks, backhand try, save made, rebound is gonna come all the way out of the zone, yes. Right back in are the Lopes. It's Zooks. Zooks making a move, good stick in the way, poking it free. Now a shot. Looked like it went off Johnson in front of the net. Under a minute to go in the first overtime period. Catan to Masiello, tape the tape. Masiello slowly gonna wait to cross the blue line. On her is Gray. Now Masiello is through. Masiello for Dupuis. Dupuis, shot, save, rebound, went past Masiello. Colorado's turn in the zone now, but it is short-lived. One and done for the Buffs. Gray after it. GCU faithful begging for a penalty. I can't blame them. That was close. Armit got it. Armit in on Dupuis. 20 seconds to go in the overtime period. Down low. Here is Finch. Now Volman getting the slot, backhand try, looking for a deflection. It's gonna just creep across the blue line, and that is gonna do it for overtime number 1. Lots of fireworks, but no one could decide it. It'll be just another quick timeout, and then 5 minutes will go right back onto the clock. We're just gonna keep doing this until we find a winner.
This is playoff hockey. Honestly, I kind of wish the NHL would do something like this. Just 5-minute overtime periods, keep that tension going. Those 20-minute overtimes, 2 years ago, I was at the game at Ball Arena with the Avs versus the Stars. That went to, I believe, 2 overtimes, maybe 3 if I'm not mistaken. I don't quite remember, but that was a long night, and it was a school night, matter of fact. So that was rough. I like the system that we're doing here.
It is a school night here. One of these 2 teams will have to go to class tomorrow a little dejected, and then one team will head to class holding their heads high as conference champions. Another minute 30 to go here in, I guess we can call it an intermission, more of a timeout, extended one. Great chances for both sides. Ewald looked like she had the best chance of that first period, but it was gloved down by Olsen. Lots of shots on net for both sides. We will see who can get past the goaltender first. The winner will be heading to St. Louis in March. It is during the spring break of the CU spring term. Here we go. Second overtime period. Zooks, Gray, Graybill, Ewald, Fischelli, Dupuis, exact same starting 6 as the first period, and the faceoff at center ice is won by Grand Canyon. Here is Graybill. Graybill to Gray. Gray is across. Fischelli is on her, looking for a pass, now putting it through. There to grab it is Graybill. Graybill, that puck skipping on her a little bit, and a good stick by Ewald pokes it away. Now here is Gray. Gray, the Buffs got a switch. Ewald on the defense. Good job from behind. Now wraparound try. And in the way was Dupuis. What defense?
What a stop by Zoe Dupuis. Wide open net on that left side. Sheer wide on that right side. Zoe Dupuis, right place, right time.
Dupuis lost the puck. Johnson is in. Fischelli from behind. Score! Meet me in St. Louis. Grand Canyon is headed to nationals. WWCHL champions. The conference crown stays in Phoenix. And once again, the Lopes are headed to the Gateway City. They get their revenge on Colorado.
What a goal by GCU to put them up 2-1 in the second overtime period. That is the longest game that this rink has seen this weekend. And my goodness, what an effort by the Lopes coming from behind against Colorado after they took a tough overtime loss on Friday night. And they get their revenge here today.
Absolutely amazing there from Grand Canyon. As these two teams.
Zahalka with that game winner. My goodness. Unbelievable effort.
They shake hands at center ice. What an incredible weekend. What an incredible set of games between these two teams. Every single one over the course of the season was a barn burner, but is going to end in favor of the Antelopes. It was Ava Johnson who scored the game winner. As you can see the yard sale of gloves, sticks, and helmets in the Grand Canyon end. Heartbreak for Colorado, who went 2-0 in pool play and got so close.
This rink has gone eerily silent.
A round of applause here from the home crowd as the WWCHL trophy has entered the ice. The Antelopes will hoist it. One final home salute from the Buffaloes, who fought so hard all season long. They went toe-to-toe with Grand Canyon, but only one team can win it. What a season from the Buffaloes. And what a season from the Grand Canyon Antelopes, who are not done yet. They have punched their ticket to nationals as the WWCHL champions. And they will head right back to nationals, where they belong. Let's send it down to Harrison, who is rinkside after the overtime winner. Harrison?
What a game here from the Rec Center, 2-1, the final. I'm here, joined by Ava Johnson, who scored the winning goal. Walk me through it.
I mean, I saw the puck in the corner, I took it to the net, saw a little corner top left, and just, yeah.
You guys are now back-to-back WWCHL champions. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it's just so amazing, like, going, I don't know, it's just crazy. I'm speechless.
Now y'all aren't done yet at the Nationals in St. Louis. What's the mentality?
We're just going to play together as a team, be aggressive, and, hopefully we pull out a win.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Guys,
Thank you, Harrison. Both these teams will meet at their respective blue lines, and we will have a trophy presentation.
From Grand Canyon University, Janae Zuss.
Janae Zooks, the MVP of the tournament. Ewald will receive her recognition as the best Buffalo in the tournament.
From Utah, defense, Morgan LaValle. From Colorado, defense, Zoe
Dupuis, the best defenseman for Colorado. An incredible weekend for her in her senior year.
and goalie from CU,
Shira Wine recognized as the top goalie. What an unbelievable weekend she had. Kept Colorado in so many games, turning everything aside.
And now for an all-tournament MVP from Grand Canyon, goalie Annika Olsen.
It's the goaltender, Annika Olsen, MVP of the WWCHL playoffs.
And finally, your championship team for the 2025-2026 WWCHL season, the Grand Canyon Antelopes.
The captain, Natalia Hui, will accept the trophy and be met with a ticket to Nationals in St. Louis. Here she is, Natalia Hui, to raise the trophy.
Annika Olsen. Annika. I think they're free myself. Oh, I don't want to do this picture. Okay, that's
What a shot of the team at center ice with the trophy and the ticket. Champions once again, the Antelopes. The Antelopes will steal a spot in Nationals. Based on the rankings, there are going to be no at-large bids given to the WWCHL, just an auto bid given to the champions. It goes to Grand Canyon.
Wait. Pass.
And we
Is that on?
we are going to send it down to Harrison Simeon, who is on the ice. Harrison?
All right, guys, I'm looking for somebody to talk to. Might get the tournament MVP over here, Anika Olsen. Yeah, we're going to have 1 second on that, but what a win for Grand Canyon. Back-to-back WWCHL champions, and they're now moving on to nationals in St. Louis. I'm here with Anika Olsen, the tournament MVP for the WWCHL. How's it feel?
It was awesome. I'm so excited to win. We worked really hard for this, so it's awesome.
No shortage of suspense today. Can you talk about your day and just how you're able to stand strong in net all night?
Well, it's all about the warm-up. Once we get here, we just kind of get locked in. It was kind of an early game compared to the other games, but just try to stay calm, cool, collected.
How's your heart?
I'm actually so good. It's fun to win.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Guys?
Thank you, Harrison. The MVP of the tournament, Anika Olsen, turned aside so many shots there in overtime and throughout the duration of the weekend. A big thank you to everyone who came out, supported the streams, and tuned in to our action here on on Scope of Sports Network, I should say, the WWCHL playoffs. We welcome you back into the booth. I'm Paxton Haynes with Kieran Warger. Kieran, one incredible game. Both these teams just going at it toe-to-toe. It took 2 overtime periods, but someone's got to win it in the end. Ava Johnson, a hero, sends Grand Canyon forward. What a weekend of hockey it was.
My goodness, that is how you cap off a weekend. Did not end in favor of Buff Nation, but here who showed up and showed out this weekend. But and the host team, that is the Grand Canyon. What an effort that they put on this weekend. They took a tough loss, as I said, to Colorado on night 1. The first game that was played in this tournament in this rink over the weekend, and finally getting their revenge against Colorado here tonight after dominating Montana State last night here at the rink. And the WWCHL trophy is in the hands of the Grand Canyon Antelopes. They will take that back to Phoenix before heading to St. Louis for Nationals.
Nationals will be in March. All of the teams across all divisions and both men and women's will meet in St. Louis by about mid to late March. We will have national champions be crowned. Defending champs again are Grand Canyon. They break the hearts of Colorado once again. Colorado, what a season they had. Didn't end the way they wanted it to, obviously, but what an effort from Colorado. A great season, 11 seniors. They had an incredible year, and overall, this one's going to hurt tonight, but I think that when they look back on it, they're going to call it a successful season.
Absolutely. I mean, Colorado, they've poured their heart and soul into this season. First year head coach Olivia Wilburn coming in, and she took the reins, and this team had an incredible regular season and a great playoff run, though it came to an end here today. But overall, lots to look forward to for this squad, despite the seniors who are going to leave this year. They leave some huge shoes to fill, but Mia Fischelli and company, Natalie Ewald, that entire first line, they are going to lead this team, I'm sure, into their final years. As I've got one more year, Fischelli and company, they've got one more year, so it's kind of bit, and the future is in their hands, but it is bittersweet to call our last game here in this rink this year.
Absolutely. The future is bright. A lot of rookies that had incredible years. Abigail Piatagorski, Alexa Catan, Shira Wine in net, looking to be the core of this Buffaloes team moving forward, along with, of course, that first line. Grand Canyon continuing to celebrate their victory. They've been taking a lot of photos, a lot of videos with each other. Nothing but smiles over there on that Grand Canyon side, and they deserve, I mean, what a year they had. It was incredible for them, as we had a player take a spill. It looked like Armit, who who slipped and fell with the ticket in her hand. Kind of like when the Avs won the Stanley Cup a while back.
Oh, boy.
Nicholas Aube-Kubel on his way to the photo when slipped and dented the cup.
Those are good times, man. That's what a story. That's how you know that cup has so much history, and just putting a dent in it just adds to that. It's just perfectly authenticated, I would say. But hey, I mean, that ticket's authenticated now, I guess, too, right?
Absolutely. Go ahead and book your tickets to all the Antelopes fans watching at home. Mark your calendars. The ACHA National Championships will be in the Gateway City, and the WWCHL champion Grand Canyon Antelopes will be there. What an incredible year for them, as we will take you into the broadcast booth one last time this season. A huge thank you to everyone who tuned in, whether it be fans from Utah, Montana State, Grand Canyon, or the Buffs just checking in for the WWCHL tournament, or whether it is all of the Buffs fans at home, parents, grandparents, friends, whoever it may be tuning in. We appreciate every second that you spent watching our live streams. I know I had so much fun calling all of these home games. It was a thrill. I love this Colorado women's team so much. They were so much fun to cover all season long. And it's a tough end, but overall, I'm really happy with the season.
Yeah, I second that, Paxton. It was an incredible season to call these games alongside you, working your way up in SBS, and you have earned your spot as our women's play-by-play announcer for the foreseeable future. And ladies and gentlemen, I mean, when I came into this club last year, I was trying to work my way up. I started out, this was one of the first games, they're one of the first teams I did play-by-play for, and to see how much our streams have progressed at the hands of and having Paxton come onto the team in the spring of last year, and having Nick Evans, our producer, making all the graphics that you've been seeing, the glass graphics. They've looked fantastic, continuing to elevate our streams and the crew. We have Peyton and Tripp on camera as well. Harrison Simeon, our president, who is our rinkside reporter today. Quinn Kreck providing you that rinkside camera coverage. I'm so proud of this crew and everyone who came out to help this weekend. How can I top that?
Absolutely. An incredible year of women's hockey here in Boulder. Not much else to say except thank you. Thank you to everyone who put in the work across Go Buff Sports, bringing you these streams. And, of course, a very, very big thank you to everyone who tuned in here on Go Buff Sports. For the final time this year, I'm Paxton Haynes, joined as always by Kieran Warger. Thank you for watching Go Buff Sports this hockey season. We will see you later.
Wyoming at 12:30. The Buffs will then host CSU at the Event Center April 4th at 11:30 a.m. Then we'll travel to Fort Collins for a match 2 weekends later on April 28th, and following that match, we'll play against the Denver Pioneers.
Former Colorado men's basketball star KJ Simpson is heading back to the Mile High, signing a two-way deal with the Denver Nuggets on Wednesday. Simpson spent 3 seasons in Boulder, was first-team All-Pac-12 in 2024, and was taken 42nd overall by the Charlotte Hornets in that year's NBA draft. Denver opened a two-way spot after converting forward Spencer Jones' contract to a standard deal yesterday. After being waived earlier this month, Simpson now gets a fresh opportunity to continue his NBA career close to where he started in college. Another former Buff and forward Jabari Walker re-signed with the Philadelphia 76ers on a two-year deal. Walker has appeared in 46 games this season, making 6 starts.
Colorado forward Hope Leba has been selected for the training camp with the under-23 U.S. women's national team. Leba has scored 32 career goals at Boulder, tying Kate Griffin for 4th in team history. She will go into her senior season with a chance to top CU career record for goals, Shira James at 47. This past season, the Buffaloes ended their season 17-4-3, 8-1-2 in Big 12 play. This is a major step forward for Leba and a proud moment for the Buffs program.
Hey Buff fans, I'm Kieran Walker bringing you this week's top 5 plays in Colorado sports. Tons of variety this week for once. So we're diving right in with our number 5 pick this week. Let's go to women's hoops to start off. Maeve McErlane going up, driving, and she'll make it to the basket as she goes down. What a play to put the Buffs back on top in the third quarter against Arizona. Holy cow. Let's stay at women's hoops for number 4. This time it's Anael Dutat from Jade Masagayo, and she makes the backdoor cut. Ladies and gentlemen, what a play indeed, going right to the basket. Beautiful cut by Dutat, and what a game that was for her down in Tucson. Now for number 3, let's go over to lacrosse, our first lax play of the week this year. And it's taken by Tegan Ryan. She rips it past for a hat trick on the day. Colorado starting off their season red hot. Number 2, let's stay with more women's sports. Let's go over to women's hockey. Look out. Here comes Anna Masiello. One-on-one on the breakaway, and she scores right between the legs against DU in the final home game of the regular season. Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 now, let's go over to men's hoops. It's Isaiah Johnson. He's going to hang on to it himself. Going out to his left. Finally driving up court. Alley-oop and the deck attack! Isaiah Johnson, 27 points on the night against BYU. Though it was a loss. That's going to do it for this week's Plays of the Week here on Scoba Sports. I'm Kieran Walker, wishing you a wonderful weekend.
Here we see Xavier McNevitz working on his reader for the live show. If we didn't have these readers done by Thursday night, chances are we would not be airing this show right now. Be like Xavier. Get your readers done. And don't forget to click save so that you don't lose any of your hard-earned work.
Hey Buffs fans, I'm Jake Chow bringing you this week's Rapid Fire. Tomorrow, Colorado women's lacrosse will look to keep their red-hot start to the season going as they host the Towson Tigers. First draw is set for noon at the Kittredge Fields, or you can watch live on ESPN+. Then afterwards, take the short trek to the CU Event Center right after as your Buffs men's basketball team hosts the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Tip-off is set for 1:30 p.m. and will be streamed live on TNT. Then celebrate your women's basketball seniors as they host top 20 rated Texas Tech. The women's are slated to play in March, so catch some hoops action from the CU Event Center at 7 p.m. That game will be streamed live on ESPN+. And coming out the busy weekend, catch the WWCHL Championship from the CU Rec Center against either Colorado, Montana State, GCU, or Utah. That game will be right here on Scope Buff Sports on Sunday. It's a busy weekend, so be sure to support your Buffs. Back to you at the desk.
Whatever, Jake. Mid-rapid fire. Now it's time for this week's trivia answer. As a reminder, we asked you how many points away is Isaiah Johnson from Colorado's freshman scoring record. Drum roll, s'il vous plaît. The answer is 83. Johnson is closing in on Alec Burks' freshman record of 512. The mark has stood since 2010. Burks also set CU's single-season scoring record as a sophomore with 779. And after this year, we'd bet on Johnson to push that too. Oh, now it's time for the tweet of the week. And we head to Tad Boyle, who had a surprise visitor. It was Derek White, who came to the weekly radio basketball show with Mark Johnson. And that's all we have for you guys this week. I'm Harrison Simeon.
And I'm Brittany Garcia.
And you heard it here first.